Welcome back to the Hashimoto's Nutrition RX. Today we're tackling a topic that confuses many people: Hashimoto's versus hypothyroidism. These terms are often used interchangeably, but they're not the same thing. By the end of today's episode, you will have a clear understanding of what sets Hashimoto's apart from hypothyroidism and why this distinction is so crucial for managing your thyroid health effectively. So let's dive in. First things first, the basics. Let's kick things off by understanding the basics of each condition. Hypothyroidism is when your thyroid gland isn't producing enough thyroid hormones. Think of it as driving a car with the gas pedal barely pressed down. Everything slows down. This can lead to fatigue, weight gain, hair loss, and feeling of coldness. Now, Hashimoto's thyroiditis is a bit different. It's an autoimmune condition where the immune system attacks the thyroid, gradually damaging it and leading to decreased hormone production over time. Now, not all cases of hypothyroidism are due to Hashimoto's, but all cases of Hashimoto's will eventually lead to hypothyroidism. Let's go a bit deeper into hypothyroidism itself. This condition can arise from several different causes, not just Hashimoto's. Some common causes include iodine deficiency, surgical removal of the thyroid, radiation therapy, and even certain medications. The primary issue here is that the thyroid isn't making enough hormones, leading to symptoms like fatigue, weight gain, constipation, and hair loss. These symptoms occur because every cell in your body relies on thyroid hormones to regulate energy and metabolism. Without enough of these hormones, everything slows down. Now let's shift our focus to Hashimoto thyroiditis. This is a specific cause of hypothyroidism, but it comes with an added twist. It's an autoimmune disease. In Hashimoto's, the immune system mistakenly attacks the thyroid, producing antibodies that gradually destroy thyroid tissue. During the silent phase, you might not notice any symptoms even though the immune system is actively attacking the thyroid. Over time, as more thyroid tissue gets damaged, the thyroid can no longer produce enough hormones, leading to hypothyroidism. Symptoms of Hashimoto's includes those of hypothyroidism like fatigue and weight gain, plus some unique signs as an enlarged thyroid like goiter, swelling in the neck, joint pain, and brain fog. Diagnosis typically involves blood tests that check for thyroid hormone levels and specific antibodies like TPO and TG antibodies. So, what are the key differences between these two conditions? The biggest distinction lies in the cause. Hypothyroidism is a condition marked by low thyroid hormone levels, which can have various causes. Hashimoto's, however, is an autoimmune disease that causes hypothyroidism by attacking the thyroid. Another difference is in the presence of antibodies. In Hashimoto's, you will find specific antibodies in the blood indicating an autoimmune attack. This isn't the case in other types of hypothyroidism. Lastly, the progression varies. Hashimoto's typically develops gradually as the immune system slowly damages the thyroid, whereas hypothyroidism can occur suddenly, for example, after thyroid surgery. Now that we understand what sets Hashimoto's apart from hypothyroidism, let's dive into how we approach treatment for these conditions. Although they share some common elements, their treatment strategies can be quite different. Let's break down exactly what we need to do effectively to treat each condition. Let's start with hypothyroidism. The primary goal here is to restore normal thyroid hormone levels in the body. The standard approach is through thyroid hormone replacement therapy. Now, thyroid hormone replacement therapy for most people with hypothyroidism, this means taking a daily dose of levothyroxine, a synthetic form of the thyroid hormone like T4. This medication helps to restore the hormone levels that your thyroid thyroid can no longer produce. Your healthcare provider will determine the right dose for you, which may take a few weeks to fine tune based on follow-up blood tests measuring your TSH levels. Consistency is key here. You will need to take this medication on an empty stomach, usually 30 to 60 minutes before breakfast to ensure optimal absorption. Now, regular blood tests are crucial when you're on thyroid hormone replacement therapy. Typically, you will need these tests every 6 to 12 months to ensure your TSH levels are within the target range. Your dose may need adjustments over time, so keeping up with these checkups is very essential. When it comes to diet and lifestyle, for hypothyroidism that isn't caused by Hashimoto's, dietary changes are usually not the primary focus unless iodine deficiency is identified. Maintaining a balanced diet rich in iodine, selenium, and zinc can support thyroid health, but there is generally less emphasis on specific dietary restrictions. Food like soy and cruciferous vegetables can be goitrogenic and interfere with thyroid hormone production when consumed in very large amounts. But cooking these foods typically reduces the impact, so you don't usually need to avoid them altogether. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Hashimoto's, where treatment involves not only replacing the missing hormones, but also addressing the underlying autoimmune process. Hashimoto's treatment is a bit more complex because it requires a dual approach. We're not just focusing on replacing thyroid hormones, we're also working to calm the autoimmune response and reduce inflammation. When it comes to thyroid hormone replacement therapy, just like with hypothyroidism, levothyroxine is the go-to medication for Hashimoto's to replace the deficient thyroid hormones. However, some people with Hashimoto's, like me, prefer natural desiccated thyroid NDT such as Armour Thyroid, which contains both T4 and T3. This is considered on case-by-case basis, especially if symptoms persist on levothyroxine alone. Your healthcare provider will guide you on which option is the best. When it comes to addressing the autoimmune component, this is where things get specific for Hashimoto's. Dietary changes can play a significant role in modulating the immune response. First, consider a gluten-free diet. Many people with Hashimoto's find that a gluten-free diet helps reduce symptoms. This may be because gluten can trigger an autoimmune response in some people. Research has shown that some people with Hashimoto's have a higher risk of celiac disease, so it can be worth exploring a gluten-free diet to see if symptoms improve. Having said that, I don't think everyone with Hashimoto's needs to avoid gluten. One of the strongest studies we have is a 12-month randomized controlled trial of only 62 women with Hashimoto's showed no significant differences in thyroid function or antibody levels between those on the gluten-free diet and those on the regular diet. However, there was a reduction in TSH in the gluten-free group, so it's worth a try if you plan your diet carefully. Another diet to consider is a dairy-free diet, but guys, remember that there is no medical indication that people with Hashimoto's should avoid dairy. Of course, if you're lactose intolerant, then choose lactose-free dairy. Having said all of this, some people find that avoiding dairy can reduce inflammation and improve their gut health. Dairy proteins like casein can sometimes trigger an immune response, so trial period without dairy may help you identify if it's a trigger for you. Again, I don't advise following a dairy-free diet across the board. It's all case by case. One more thing to consider. Dairy does interfere with thyroid medication, so wait at least 4 hours between administering medication and eating dairy. For those of you who are seeking more targeted approach, the AIP diet is a structured elimination diet designed to calm autoimmune activity. It involves removing foods that are common, sometimes inflammatory triggers like grains, legumes, nightshades, and processed foods, and gradually reintroducing them to identify specific sensitivities. Another way to calm your immune system is to incorporate anti-inflammatory diet. Incorporating anti-inflammatory foods such as fatty fish, leafy greens, and healthy fats like olive oil and avocado supports the immune system and reduces inflammation. Now let's talk about gut health. Supporting gut health is a key component of managing Hashimoto's. Since a large portion of the immune system is in the gut, maintaining a healthy gut microbiome can help modulate the autoimmune response. Probiotics, including fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and yogurt, even dairy free yogurt in your diet, or taking a high quality probiotic supplements can support a healthy gut microbiome. Guys, if you need help figuring out which probiotics to take for your specific condition, make sure you check out my YouTube video or listen to podcast How to Choose Probiotics for Your Specific Condition. In addition to probiotics, you have to add prebiotic foods. Foods rich in prebiotics like garlic, onion, and asparagus feed beneficial gut bacteria, helping to maintain gut health. Next, I want to talk about nutrient optimization. Ensuring you have optimal levels of nutrients that support thyroid function and immune health is crucial. The first one is selenium. Selenium can help reduce thyroid antibodies levels and support the conversion of T4 to the more active T3 hormone. Foods like Brazil nuts, fish, and sunflower seeds are excellent sources. Another important vitamin is vitamin D. Low vitamin D levels are common in autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's, and supplementing vitamin D can help modulate the immune response. It's important to have your vitamin D levels checked regularly to guide the supplementation. Beyond diet, lifestyle changes are also vital for managing Hashimoto's. Let's talk about stress management. Chronic stress can worsen autoimmune activities. Incorporating stress reducing practices like yoga, meditation, and deep breathing exercises can support your overall thyroid health. Another lifestyle hack that can improve your immune system is getting adequate sleep. We have to aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night to support hormone regulation and immune balance. Of course, we have to talk about regular exercises. Engaging in moderate physical activity can support your metabolism and reduce inflammation. Be mindful not to overdo it though, as intense exercise can sometimes exacerbate autoimmune symptoms. And of course, we have to monitor our condition. With Hashimoto's, monitoring extends beyond just thyroid hormone levels. Regularly measuring thyroid antibodies such as TPO and TG antibodies can provide insight into the activity of the immune process. While antibodies levels don't always correlate directly with symptom severity, they can help track disease progression and the impact of dietary or lifestyle interventions. So, as you can see, while there is some overlap in treating hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's requires a more comprehensive approach that goes beyond hormone replacement alone. For those of us with Hashimoto's, we know that the journey of Hashimoto's is more than just hypothyroidism. Hashimoto's often comes with the longer, more fluctuating journey compared to other forms of hypothyroidism. You might have periods where your thyroid function seems normal and others when it's underactive. This fluctuation happens because the immune system attack isn't always consistent. In some cases, people with Hashimoto's can experience phases of hyperthyroidism before settling into hypothyroidism. hypothyroidism. This happens because as the immune system attacks the thyroid, it can cause stored thyroid hormones to leak out, leading to a temporary spikes in hormone levels. Over time, as more thyroid tissue is destroyed, hypothyroidism becomes the dominant state. This makes managing Hashimoto's more complex, often requiring a functional medicine approach to address both hormone replacement and the underlying autoimmune process. It's important to realize whether you have Hashimoto's or another form of hypothyroidism, lifestyle changes can play a significant role in how you feel. A nutrient-rich diet is essential for thyroid health. Make sure you're getting enough selenium, zinc, and iodine. For those with Hashimoto's, avoiding possibly gluten or dairy may help reduce inflammation and improve symptoms. If some of you who are watching or listening don't have an official Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism diagnosis, but you're experiencing symptoms of thyroid dysfunction, it's crucial to get the right tests done. Your doctor will likely start with the TSH test to screen for thyroid issue. High TSH suggests the thyroid is underactive, and free T4 and free T3 tests measure the actual thyroid hormones. For Hashimoto's specifically, testing for thyroid antibodies like TPO or anti-G antibodies can indicate if an autoimmune attack is caused by the thyroid dysfunction. If your doctor is not testing TPO or TG antibody, then make sure you watch this video why doctors don't check TPO antibodies and how you can lower them naturally. And of course, finding the right support managing either Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism can be challenging. So finding the right healthcare provider is the key. You want someone who understands the nuances of thyroid health and is willing to take a comprehensive approach. In medical nutrition therapy, we focus on supporting the whole body from within, not just treating symptoms or putting a band-aid on the problem. This means that addressing diet, lifestyle, and other potential underlying factors that could impact your thyroid health. Guys, make sure you subscribe to Hashimoto's Nutrition RX so you never miss a valuable episode like this. And please share this video with your friends and family to make sure that they get screened for thyroid disease. Okay, let's wrap things up. To sum it all up, hypothyroidism is a condition where your thyroid isn't producing enough hormones, and it can have various causes. Hashimoto's, on the other hand, is an autoimmune disease that leads to hypothyroidism over time. Understanding the differences is crucial because it can impact how you manage and treat your condition. Whether you're dealing with Hashimoto's or another form of hypothyroidism, there are steps you can take to support your thyroid and overall well-being. If you suspect you have thyroid issue or have been diagnosed with hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's and want to explore managing your conditions further, I'm here to help. Together, we can work on personalized plan to support your thyroid and improve your quality of life. If you found this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with others who might benefit from this information. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes where we will continue to explore topics that matter to your thyroid health. Until next time, take care of your thyroid and take care of yourself.